By September of 1969, the Zodiac had already become a household name across Northern California. The murders, the letters, the ciphers, the threats, the mysterious symbol. Every new development pushed the case deeper into public consciousness. People feared the unknown man writing to newspapers. Police feared the next attack. And yet, even after months of investigation, nobody knew who he was. The Zodiac understood something important. Fear grows strongest when people believe danger can appear anywhere. And on September 27, 1969, he proved exactly that. Lake Berryessa sat northeast of San Francisco, a peaceful reservoir surrounded by rolling hills, trees, and open shoreline. Families visited the area, boaters enjoyed the water, couples came to relax. It was not the kind of place people associated with violence, especially on a quiet Saturday afternoon. 20-year-old Brian Hartnell and 22-year-old Cecilia Shepard were spending the day near the lake. The weather was pleasant, the atmosphere calm. The two sat together near the shoreline, enjoying what seemed like a perfectly ordinary afternoon. Then they noticed a stranger. At first, nothing seemed unusual. People occasionally walked through the area. The stranger appeared in the distance, then disappeared behind trees, then reappeared. His movements seemed strange, uncertain, watching. The couple became uncomfortable, but neither imagined what was about to happen. And suddenly, everything changed. The stranger wore an executioner-style hood, dark, covering his face completely. Attached to the chest was a large white symbol, a circle crossed by vertical and horizontal lines. The Zodiac symbol. The same symbol appearing in letters and ciphers. The same symbol already known across California. But until that moment, it had only existed on paper. Now it stood before them in human form. Brian Hartnell later described the scene as surreal, almost unreal. The hooded figure carried a weapon. He claimed to be an escaped convict. He claimed he needed money and transportation. At first, the story sounded almost believable. The stranger spoke calmly, controlled, not like someone acting in rage, not like someone behaving irrationally. He seemed focused, methodical, prepared. What Brian and Cecilia did not know was that they were speaking directly to the Zodiac killer. The man ordered them to comply. He produced pre-cut lengths of rope. Brian later recalled how organized everything appeared. The Zodiac had planned this encounter. Nothing about it seemed spontaneous. Cecilia and Brian were bound. At first, they believed they would survive. Perhaps the stranger only wanted their vehicle. Perhaps he intended robbery. Perhaps cooperation would save them. Then the attack began. The Zodiac pulled out a knife, and without warning, he stabbed them repeatedly. The violence was sudden, brutal, and deeply personal. Unlike previous attacks involving firearms, this required direct contact. The killer stood close enough to hear voices, close enough to see faces, close enough to watch fear. Yet witnesses and investigators later noted something chilling. The Zodiac remained calm throughout the attack. No visible rage, no emotional explosion, only cold execution. After the assault, the killer walked away, slowly, deliberately, as if he had completed a task. But before leaving the area, he did something extraordinary. He approached Brian Hartnell's vehicle. Using a marker, he wrote directly on the car door the dates of previous attacks, Lake Herman Road, Blue Rock Springs, and beneath them, the date of Lake Berryessa. The message served as a signature, a declaration, a confirmation. The Zodiac wanted investigators to know exactly who committed the crime. This was not a murderer trying to avoid attention. This was a murderer demanding recognition. Hours later, a fisherman discovered the victims. Emergency responders rushed to the scene. Brian Hartnell survived. Cecilia Shepard did not. Her injuries proved fatal. The loss devastated family and friends, and for investigators, the attack introduced new questions. Why the costume? Why the knife? Why the dramatic symbolism? Many experts later argued that Lake Berryessa revealed the Zodiac's psychological evolution. The previous attacks involved distance. This one involved theater. The hood, the symbol, the written message, the direct interaction. Everything suggested a killer becoming increasingly confident, increasingly comfortable, increasingly dangerous. Then the Zodiac struck again, not with violence, but with communication. A phone call reached authorities. The caller calmly reported the crime, just as he had after Blue Rock Springs. Again, the voice appeared controlled, almost casual. The caller provided details confirming involvement. And once again, the Zodiac demonstrated his need to insert himself into the investigation. Every attack generated fear. Every communication generated attention. Together, they created something larger than either one alone. A public spectacle built around murder. The attack at Lake Berryessa shocked investigators for another reason. The surviving victim provided a detailed description not of the killer's face, but of his behavior, his speech, his movements, his mannerisms. Brian Hartnell spent significant time interacting with the Zodiac before the attack. That interaction became one of the most valuable witness encounters in the entire case. And yet it still failed to reveal the killer's identity. The Zodiac remained hidden, even while standing directly beside his victims. That fact frustrated investigators endlessly. The killer seemed capable of getting remarkably close to discovery, then slipping away again. The pattern repeated over and over. Evidence appeared, then vanished, then collapsed. Suspects seemed promising, then failed scrutiny. The Zodiac remained a ghost, a real person hiding behind a carefully constructed identity. As news of Lake Berryessa spread, public fear intensified. The image of the hooded costume became one of the most famous visuals associated with the case. People imagined the killer lurking anywhere, on roads, near parks, at lakes, in cities. The uncertainty itself became a weapon. The Zodiac did not need to appear everywhere. People only needed to believe he could. By the end of September 1969, the Zodiac had killed again. The media coverage expanded, the pressure on police increased. The public demanded answers. But the killer was not finished. Not even close. Because less than 3 weeks later, he would commit one of the most famous crimes in the entire investigation. A murder in San Francisco. A crime that would place him closer to capture than ever before. Witnesses would see him, police would respond, and for a brief moment, the Zodiac would come dangerously close to being caught. In the next episode, the Zodiac enters San Francisco. A taxi driver is murdered. Witnesses watch from nearby windows, and one of the greatest missed opportunities in criminal history unfolds. This is Echoes of Humanity TV, youtube.com @Echoes of Humanity TV.